Hi everybody, this is Methlopoda here, and today I'm going to talk about and review the second Godzilla film in the franchise. So yeah, this is number 2 in my Godzilla-Thon. And yesterday we took a look on the first movie, which is Gojira. Now we're taking a look at Godzilla Raids Again, or in Japan, Godzilla's Counterattack. So yeah, this is the second movie in the franchise. 6 months later, after the release out of the original Gojira, the director, I think it was Ishiro Honda or something, decided to make a new one. And this is the result of it, Godzilla Raids Again. So first, in Godzilla Raids Again, well actually, first I'm going to review Godzilla Raids Again, and then I'm going to review Gigantus the Fire Monster, unfortunately, but just for you guys can know the differences. And Gigantus the Fire Monster, it's a very, very awful film. Just warning you guys. But anyways, first of all, in Godzilla Raids Again, there's two pilots. I forgot what their names are called. They're like very complicated names. They're actually like trying to find for like fish or something. They're trying to find for fish, and so they just go around, and then that's when all of a sudden one of the pilots' plane actually malfunctions and has to do an emergency landing, and they actually land in this island, in a deserted island that's made from volcano eruptions and erosion and stuff like that. So then that's when the other pilot decided to help him. So he also goes to that island and saves him, and finds out that the pilot is fine. He only has a wrist injury, which is pretty weird. Like he just went through an emergency landing, and he like landed in a deserted island, and only his wrist got injured, and that's it. Pretty looks like he got a big miracle right there. But anyways, and then they were chit-chatting for a weird reason, I don't know why. And then that's when all of a sudden they hear some growling and like some weird noises, and they look up and they see Godzilla attacking another monster. So they were freaked out. They were trying to escape them, but they were in the way. And then that's when Godzilla and the other monster, known as later in the film, Anguirus, falls to the ocean. And then that's when the two pilots decided to get out of there, because why would you just stay there and watch them like fight? Because you're eventually gonna get killed if you stay there. So they go back to Osaka. They have a meeting with some, I don't know, scientists and stuff like that, and they show like a big stack of cards that have like some prehistoric creatures, and the two pilots have to point out which one it looks like. So, and they actually pick one, and it actually turns out it's an ankylosaur. And they lived millions of years ago in the prehistoric era. And the scientists said that that Godzilla and Anguirus lived millions of years ago. I mean, they were like small. They were like dinosaurs. They weren't like literally like big giant monsters. They were kind of like the small ones. But they were big rivals at the time, and I guess they still are, even though they're mutated and stuff like that. So then that's when also Dr. Yamane, which was in the returns from the original film to here, he returns back, and he also joins the meeting, and then he gets like a slideshow or something, and he shows like footage and stuff like that of Godzilla's first attack in Tokyo. Even though I'm just saying, but how did it even got that footage if nobody even shot it from those angles? Kind of weird. But I'm just getting a little bit picky. I just got a little bit picky there. But not big major thing. But anyways, and he Dr. Yamane theorized, more like he confirms, that Godzilla, the 1954 Godzilla got killed. But then that's when people were doing more hydrogen bombs. And then that's when they created another Godzilla. Yeah, why would humans even do that? Even though they already faced like a giant monster, do they want another giant monster again? Yeah, pretty weird. If this was actually true, thank God we don't make any more atomic bombs. Thank God. But anyways, so and then that's when he confirms that another Godzilla was created, and it awoke Godzilla, and mutated him, as well as Anguirus or Anguirus, whatever you want to pronounce it. But I like pronouncing it Anguirus. I don't know why. I just like pronouncing it like that. So yeah, both of those got awakened and got mutated. Then unexpectedly, Godzilla comes out of the ocean and then attacks. Is in the harbor of Osaka. So Dr. Yamane told the government or stuff like that. They told him to use flares to make Godzilla go to the opposite direction and leave Osaka, the Osaka harbor. And that actually works. He leaves, but then that's when in Osaka there's some prisoners in this police department and stuff like that, and they actually escape. And that's when the police department is chasing them, and then that's when these prisoners go into this truck filled with gasoline, and they actually they drive crazy, and they hit this building, and it makes a giant explosion. So yeah, I guess they could kill themselves, but later in the movie they actually survive. Imagine if you're on a gasoline truck and you survive that. How can you survive that? And later in the movie, they get drowned. You survive a giant explosion, but you didn't in just a little flood? That doesn't make any sense. But anyways, so yeah, it makes a big explosion. Godzilla's got attracted to it, and the mission fails thanks to those stupid prisoners. And Godzilla heads to Osaka, and wreaks havoc. And then a few minutes later, Anguirus comes. They get into a big fight, and Godzilla finally kills Anguirus by biting his neck, throwing him to the shore upside down, and shooting his beam at his stomach. And then he's finally dead. So yeah, pretty sad death. But I guess that's how monsters fight. So yeah, and then Godzilla after that keeps destroying the city with no efforts on winning. The military has no efforts for winning. And that's when Godzilla's finally ravages Tokyo, goes back to the ocean, goes to this island filled with ice. And then that's when the military decided to shoot the ice and bury Godzilla with ice. And so they did that with jet planes, and they actually succeed. And Godzilla didn't die, but now he's hibernating. So that's pretty good for them. Pretty nice ending there. So yeah, not that bad of a movie. So yeah, that's the end for that. For this movie review, I give this movie a 4 out of 5. Not a 5 out of 5 because there were some moments that were kind of strange, and also that weird fighting scene where they're fighting all crazy. Cause there's 3 cameras. One of them was going on fast speed, which is good, which means it looks like real monsters. But the third one was actually in slow speed. Wait, the 2 of them were in high speed, which is good, which makes the the monsters more big and giants and more more monster-like. But the third was slow, which meant the monsters fought very quick. But it looks like Eiji Tsuburaya, I believe that's his name, or somebody else. Maybe I'm confusing with somebody else. He actually liked it weirdly, and then he released it like that. So yeah, kind of weird. Now we're gonna go to the failed movie, the American version of this movie, Gigantus the Fire Monster. Okay, so it's almost the same thing, except there's some things that are different, but at the same time they're stupid. So, okay, first of all, there's this scene in the Japanese version. There's this word or something. I forgot how to pronounce it. I don't know what the word is again. The word actually meant idiot, and actually in the English version, in the English version, yeah, they actually wanted to make it sound the same. So they said banana oil. Like, really? You're in a catastrophic event and you're saying banana oil. That does not make any sense. Another thing is, I don't know if this was in the Japanese version. I don't think it is. But, actually, I think that was also in Japanese version, I think, but I just forgot. I just forgot right now that time. What other thing is there? Another thing is that, you know, that whole thing about, you know, the second Godzilla formed as well as Anguirus. That was scrapped, and instead they did that Anguirus and Godzilla are part of the same family. I mean, technically, Godzilla is part of the Anguirus family, weirdly. And that millions of years ago, planet Earth was formed. They came out of fire. And then, you know, Godzilla's part of the Anguirus family, but they hated each other. You know, it's just super complicated. Very confusing. I warn you, it's very, very confusing that Gigantus the fire monster. Because if you're already used to seeing a Godzilla film and you know that's Godzilla, you'll get super confused. But if you're already like, if you're barely watching this and you didn't know anything about Godzilla, then I bet you get it kind of. But since I'm already like, you know that's Godzilla, it's super, super confusing. They changed the roar. They changed the roar into Anguirus, which is very confusing. You don't even know who's roaring. Either Anguirus or Godzilla. Doesn't make any sense. And they even changed the name Gigantus. Like, really? You know, the person that made the English version wanted the audience to think that that's not Godzilla. I don't know why he wanted that, but years later he actually regretted that. But too late already. Yeah, the Gigantus Fire Monster, I give it 2 out of 5. Horrific film. Godzilla vs. Gigantus, as I said, is a good film. 3 out of 5. So yeah, Gigantus the Fire Monster, very horrific film. Godzilla Raids Again, okay film. So yeah, this is the end for this movie review. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment. And so yeah, this is my 103rd video, I believe. I think it is, yeah. So next time we're gonna review King Kong vs. Godzilla, which is Toho's most popular of the Godzilla films, and it got lots of money in the box office. So anyways, this is Methlopoda, signing out.